Welcome to Truth Sentinel, watching over the truth in the news. I hope you're well, everyone. I'm trying out a few new things today, so if there's any technical issues, please bear with me. I'm actually currently live streaming on the Truth Sentinel Facebook page, Truth Sentinel 1 YouTube channel, and Truth Sentinel 2 channel all at the same time. That could mean that there's more listeners today. Remember, this is a call-in show today, so really it's all about you and what you think's been happening in the news. But I will start off by having a quick browse through the news. Just not really prepared much, just looking through, seeing what's going on, seeing the things that I've noticed, then bringing in Seth, and then opening it up to you guys. Please keep your comments coming in because it does help me have things to talk about. I'm not sure if the chat is working at the moment, so if you're there, please send a message because I'm streaming on 3 different sites. I don't know how this is going to affect the YouTube chat, which I can usually see. So I'm going to send a message, welcome, and let's see what happens to that. If you're listening on the side, please send a message in the chat. I think maybe just the chat on Truth Sentinel 2 will be working. So first of all, I'd just like to know if you can hear me. So that's always a good way to start. So if there is anyone listening on the Truth Sentinel 2 channel, please send me a message. Waiting for your cat to show up, says Bob. Last Unicorn says hi. Hi, Last Unicorn. Nice to hear from you. My cat ran off a minute ago, which is not very good because it's supposed to be the Truth Sentinel cat. I do have some big breaking news about my cat, which I'll talk about in a while. Actually, maybe it's a good way to kick off. I'm sad to say, I have been misgendering my cat. For the last 6 months, I thought it was a girl. I've been behaving quite fatherly towards this, my daughter, what I thought was my daughter. And like many people around the world, I'm having to realize that what you thought might have been a girl, maybe a boy. I came in the other day and found my cat preening himself, I should say. And I've now discovered my cat is actually a boy. What is a man? What is a boy? What is male? What's female these days? I don't know. But I think the pronouns have to change. I now need to change my cat's pronoun to he, him, and it. It is used only when the cat's been annoying me. So yeah, it's been a bit strange, I have to say, changing to calling him him or he because I really thought it was a woman. And no offense to any female Truth Sentinel listeners out there, but it was because the cat was quite demanding, quite kind and loving, but at the same time very ferocious, and so I thought it was a woman. That's that's not to say anything negative. I actually like women who are quite feisty. So yeah. Anyway, it's not. It's a male cat. I shouldn't spend the whole show talking about my cat. Bob says the red rocket was poking. I have no idea what he's talking about. Actually, it was very small, very small. I think rocket would be flattering my cat Needy. Hopefully, Needy will turn up later. She's hanging out. I've done it again. She's hanging outside. He's hanging outside. Hi there, says Kieran. Welcome, Kieran. Just to remind you, this is a call-in show where you can come and join me. I'll post the link in the chat. It's also in the show notes on Truth Sentinel 2 and Truth Sentinel 1. Yes, today this is the first time that I'm live streaming to 3 different places at the same time. Truth Sentinel 1, Truth Sentinel 2, and the Truth Sentinel Facebook page. So make sure you join the Truth Sentinel Facebook page while it still lasts. Of course, we could get kicked off everything because of strikes we've been getting. I think we only have 1 live strike at the moment, so we've still got 2 more to go. They keep coming and going. When we mentioned the GB jabs, I am gonna try and be sarcastic about those and try and avoid. I'll just refer to them in a different way. I didn't really want to play that game, but I haven't found an alternative to YouTube at the moment. I've been looking at Brand YouTube, and to be honest, it's just not working for me. If anyone from Brand YouTube is listening, I don't get it, because when I try and upload a video, it says it's too big. If I cut it down to size, then it eventually loads, and then it says waiting for authorization or something, which never happens. Anyway, enough of my troubles. Should we get and have a look at the news? Then I'll bring Seth in, and then if anyone else would like to make a comment in the chat, do so, please. But if you'd like to come and have a quick chat with us, maybe a 1-minute chat, I'll post the link later. Hello, what's the info on mysterious illness? Okay, well, we'll be coming to that in a moment. Let's go straight to the news. So, okay, you asked about the mysterious illness. So many of you have probably heard about this. I'm just going to share the BBC page. And here we go. Hang on a second. I'll be with you in a moment. Yeah, here we are. Hopefully you'll see this now. You may have, I'm sure a lot of you already seen it. Justin Bieber reveals facial paralysis after shows cancelled. There's a picture of Justin Bieber. No comments about his music, please. He tries his best. Singer Justin Bieber has revealed he's suffering from facial paralysis after cancelling his shows this week. And then he uploaded a video. One side of his face is paralyzed. His wife has also suffered from a blood clot recently. So all of a sudden, there's a lot of these mysterious illnesses around. And I'll show you another one, actually, which we can move on to. I'm gonna change that to the main BBC page. We'll come back to that in a moment. And I'm going to go to another article. You may have seen about the sudden death syndrome. It's another mysterious illness that's cropped up. Nobody can explain a lot of these mysterious new illnesses that are all cropping up this year. And of course, I have no idea what could be causing those. Doctors baffled by sudden adult death syndrome in healthy young people. This is June the 8th, 2022. Doctors in Australia are developing the country's first SADS registry after recent instance of healthy young people dying from sudden adult death syndrome. You may have seen quite a lot of people collapsing. If you go to somewhere like Brand YouTube, which I was just talking about, there's a lot of people just collapsing and dying recently, especially in Australia at the moment. Approximately 750 cases per year. Of these, 100 young people per year will have no cause found. If you look at the stats, they're going up basically. And this is very mysterious. So hence me saying, talking about mysterious illnesses. It's not just that, there's others. Rumble is a good platform. Tumble is pretty good, says the stats. So what do you think's causing the mysterious illnesses? I mean, what's changed in the last 2 years? Has any medication been given out? I certainly am baffled, just totally baffled. If you do come on later and talk about it, let's refer to it as some stupid name, okay, so we don't get struck off. But I really don't know. It's just it's totally baffled me. Please let me know in the comments what you think could be causing this. The sudden death syndrome, celebrities dying, and now Justin Bieber's got facial paralysis. If you look up the other mysterious things, if you look up the illness he says he's got, it is a known side effect of certain things that happened in the last 2 years. But I'm sure it's just coincidence, For those who missed it, we're still awaiting for the Truth Sentinel cat, who's gone for a walk. And maybe I'll interview the cat because, as I said, for those who've just joined us, I have been misgendering the Truth Sentinel cat. It's actually a boy. It's breaking news. You heard it here first. Let's just going to check. I'll be bringing Seth in soon. I must send him the link to today's show. And By the way, if you want to join us, I'll be posting that link in a moment for everyone after Seth's come and joined us. Let me just send the link to Seth. Keep your comments coming in on the chat so we can interact with each other. That's the idea of these call-in shows, basically. It's just much more fun to interact to the Truth Sentinel listeners. So I'm just sending the link to Seth. There's the link. I'll bring you in. I'm just writing to Seth at the moment, just so he knows what's going on. And by the way, we will be featuring some music today, maybe from Seth, but also from another listener called Bob. He may be joining us. Seth's waiting on the side there. I'll bring him in a minute. I'm just going to have a quick flick through any other stories, and then I think it'd be nice to get a take from Seth, see what's been happening on the other side of the world. Let's just see who's here. Just going to say a quick hello to Bob, the Last Unicorn, Kieran, the Stats. And please, if you are listening on the side, do say hello. You could be listening on Truth Sentinel 1 YouTube channel. If you are, I would really recommend you come and subscribe on Truth Sentinel 2 YouTube channel, because that's where most subscribers are. And that's where I usually just stream from there. You may have even come across the Truth Sentinel Facebook page. Anyway, let me just have a quick scan through generally the BBC webpage. I think the BBC is a great place to start looking at the news, because let's face it, the BBC are one of the most the BBC, the media outlets that's the most full of propaganda and supports the general narrative of the world that we're expected to believe. I think it's one of the best cases of that. And not knocking them, but, because there are some stories which are true on there. It's actually just quite hard to find them, that's all. I mean, they did have an article about Shanghai the other day where they said that life was not back to normal in Shanghai, that everyone had to get a test every day just to go and do anything, and that they had to queue up for these tests. And I can verify the accuracy of that, because I have a lot of Chinese students, and they're saying the same to me, that if they want to go out, they've got to go and get a test. They've got to go and queue up for the test. It takes hours. So they have to spend the day going out, queuing up for the test, and then they go back home. And then the next day, actually, I think it lasts for 2 days. Then they have to go and get another one. So it's just like spending your days queuing up for the test, and so that you can go out to queue up for the test. It's ridiculous, catch-22. Okay, sorry, I am trying to share the screen at the moment. Hang on a moment. I'll just have a very quick flick through, and then we'll bring Seth in. Okay, let's see what's going on. I think it's the usual thing. I was kind of thinking it's almost a quiet news day in the conspiracy world to a certain extent. Only to a certain extent if you compare it to what's been going on in the last 2 years, but there's still plenty to talk about. The Ukraine war, I avoid talking about it just because I just think what's being covered in the news is so full of propaganda, it's almost a joke. You can't even get the truth from reading between the lines too much. It's just a big propaganda campaign. There are people dying though, and I do feel for some of my friends and that, and people I know. I used to live in Ukraine for a couple of years, in Odessa and Lviv, which are two different parts of Ukraine, and quite good for getting an idea of the political climate, because they're opposites. West Ukraine, very nationalistic, and they speak Ukrainian, and they'd actually frown upon people for speaking Russian. Odessa, they speak Russian, and it's a bit of a mix as to people's allegiances there to a certain extent. You have to be careful what you say, because you can upset people if you kind of say that they're pro-Russia. In fact, I'm sure these days that anyone in Odessa who was pro-Russia won't be saying so anymore, because they're probably risking their lives. Okay, former British soldier dies. I don't understand why people are going to fight in a war that's nothing to do with them. you could say they're heroes. If you're Ukrainian, you might think they're heroes. I personally just think they're stupid. I don't get it. Like, I mean, but that's partly because I think 95% of wars are stupid. I only say that because 5% sometimes you might need to protect something. And even in Ukraine, if you're under immediate attack, you're going to have to fight back. But people from other countries going to fight, volunteering to fight in other wars, I think they're nutcases personally. If they stick a gun in my face, I might change my views on that. I don't know. Let's see. Dozens of COVID cases linked to Beijing bar. This is just a joke what's happening over there. And my question to you is, do you think that's what's planned for us? I mean, you can't live normally in Shanghai and Beijing. And a lot of my students in China have said that everyone's trying to leave China. But did you know that it's not as easy as that? You might think, oh, just jump on a plane, show your passport and skip to another country and then maybe never come back. It's not that easy. You can't go on a plane unless the government says you can. They won't give you the passport. So a lot of my students are saying they'd love to escape, but they can't. Some of them are saying they've got a passport and they're going to try and get out because they can't live the way it is at the moment. PMCC, obviously it's the hokey pokey, just like the SIDS with the introduction of the same years ago. They do need their excuse. Let me just go back to the BBC. Just a couple more comments, and I'm going to bring Seth in. Putin positioned himself as the heir to Peter the Great. A lot of Ukraine stuff here. BBC's become a war propaganda outlet for the Ukraine and the war going on there. Does Assange have a powerful ally in new Australian PM? Sorry. Just seeing if there's anything else that grabs here. Russia unveils tasty McDonald's substitute. McDonald's has fled Russia because Russia are evil now and in every way. That includes all the people there. I've been told by some people, all the Russian people are evil as well now. Let's just see anything else here. I think I might just bring Seth in because I know there's the January 6 show trials that have been going on, which look ridiculous to me. Totally one-sided. And no matter what you think of Trump and that, and I'm not really a fan, to be honest, although he's better than Hillary Clinton, of course. But they're just ridiculous show trials, and I wonder if there's going to be a civil war over there or something. Should we just bring Seth in and see how he's getting on? Let's see.
How you doing, Scott?
Yeah, very well, Seth. How are you?
Oh, all right.
How's everything in the States? I've only just been.
Always.
Yeah, I've just been caught some of the the show trials that are going on there. Have you been watching some of that about the January 6th event?
Only tangentially, like little tiny bits and pieces here and there, because honestly, it all seems like a giant joke. And I, as somebody that didn't really buy any of this in the first place, still think that even now it's actually really pathetic. And it feels like people that are just trying to cling to anything to keep their narrative going. And it also illustrates quite easily that most conservatives and Republicans, the quote unquote opposition in this country, are completely going along with it because they have this weird perception that the left is the normal, is the baseline of all people. And this is the narrative as it's happening, right? And this is how it has to be. This is the way, the truth, and the light. And yet it's a narrative which is framing them as terrorists. And it's going to be used to eventually put people in camps and kill them. You don't need to be a genius to see the writing on the wall with this shit, man. It's a giant. I don't have to like Republicans. I don't have to. Again, it's they came for the socialists, and I was not a socialist. They came for the such and such, and I was not a labor union worker, and I was not and then they came for me. Well, that's the writing on the wall, and you have to be able to see that. If you can't, then I don't know that you're going to be able to draw the line in the sand when it needs to be drawn. And I feel like it already needed to be drawn a long time ago. But there's a lot to talk about, Scott, going on in the good old US of A. Some of it, it's everyday stuff. I mean, personally, where I'm at out here, there are times you just go outside, see the birds, hear the freaking bugs and frogs and stuff, and light breeze through the trees, and everything's nice. It's chill, it's relaxed.
And let's
And then you
face
turn
it,
on the
Seth,
news, and it's insanity.
let's face it, we might have to be eating those birds and bugs soon. I mean,
You might, Scott. I won't. Okay. I have this weird
storing
thing called
food up, have you?
force of will. Well, and also, storing food up naturally. But there's also that thing where you start learning enough about the environment that you live in where you can survive however you choose. It's a very amazing thing. And yet I know that a lot of people here in the United States have absolutely no idea what a land of abundance we live in. I mean, for God's sakes, people are obsessed with cutting their lawn and making sure we get rid of all these dangerous weeds like dandelions. I mean, come on. It's not palatable food. It's just superfoods. I mean, come on. Why would anybody want that? And it's growing in every single yard for the most part in the United States. But why would we ever want that? That would be gross. I mean, now let's go eat our burgers at Burger King. And then I'm starting to wonder why everyone is so fat, so unhealthy. I'm sure it has nothing to do with Justin Bieber's facial paralysis. I'm sure it has nothing to do with any sort of mass mandated medical procedure that had run through the entire world there over the last couple of years. I'm sure nothing like that. Nothing like that. Same thing with the babies dying from infant formula that was tainted. Yeah, sure. Because that's what's definitely suddenly knocking out little kids left and right, knocking out grown ass adults left and right. Yeah. It's the SIDS.
Yeah, absolutely. Mysterious illnesses is part of the theme of today's show. Here's what I've been doing this week, Seth, just in case the food chain does collapse around us. I've been climbing coconut trees. I thought, well, there's plenty of coconut trees around, so if the shit hits the fan, I've got plenty to eat around me. And also I've been fishing, doing archery, and learning to doing advanced swimming lessons so I can swim to another island if I need to. And just basically preparing. I really am, just because even the mainstream news is saying that there's an economic crash coming and food shortages coming, and it just remains to be seen how bad it's going to be. How bad do you think it's going to be, sir?
I honestly, with all of this stuff, I have no idea. I can always expect the worst and prepare for the worst, but at the same time, again, where I'm at right now, I look outside and it's fine. I look at people in rural communities, and with the exception of the price of gas and a couple things like that, most people are prepared. Most people are prepared for the long haul on almost all of this. Same thing when it comes with guns and everything like that. Most people are prepared on the long haul, ready to go. And so I don't see this coming as a collapse in the way that people try and portray like 1930s Great Depression, and it's going to be a global Great Depression that flattens everyone everywhere at the same time type stuff. I have a feeling it's going to be a gradual bits and pieces falling apart here and there that's going to precipitously get bigger and bigger, like a snowball rolling down a hill into an avalanche, right? It seems as though that's the direction it's going to go, but that it's going to take quite a while to get there. And we're still seeing individual pieces of this. I don't know what, because I didn't have the opportunity to listen to the show before I got on here. Did you talk about Uvalde or any of the insanity with gun control and school shooters and save our children and all that, Scott?
That reminds me, I must send you the link sooner so you can listen on the side. Sorry about that.
Thank you.
I'm getting used to the new format because did you know? Sorry, what was your question before I carry on rambling?
No, you're cool. The Uvalde shooting and all this stuff, the school massacre and everything that's in the United States is being waved around for everybody. Did you talk about this at all yet?
I haven't talked about it at all. That's why I thought it'd be best for you to mention stuff. Like I have been, obviously, I do know of it. I know some of the stuff about it, how they kind of apparently held the parents back by force and said, no, you can't go in, and then just let the guy allegedly go and shoot everybody. It was all a lot of weird things have been going on as usual with these events. And now there's the big gun grab. And isn't there a march going on today with, it said on the BBC, thousands of people are marching, which actually doesn't sound very much to be, if you're talking about the whole
right
of
now,
America.
There's also an LGBTQIA LMNOP ZRXQY 2-4 plus march that's going on to celebrate, or rather remember, the 6th year anniversary, I believe, since the Pulse nightclub massacre. Which, I mean, we talked a little bit about that, Scott. So, I mean, our audience, anybody that's been listening long enough, definitely knows what's up with that. And if they're willing to do that, I can't help but look at a school shooting or anything of that like. Though, I mean, I wouldn't want to make any suggestions and get sued like poor Alex Jones there. Of course, I'm not trying to sell goddamn products off of these opinions of mine, but you know.
Well, you say that, Seth, but I was actually going to show people a product today. Not to actually to be. I was just kind of joking actually because I'm not actually trying to sell it. But while we're talking about that, let me see if I can find this thing I was going to show people because here we are. Yeah, one thing I've bought which didn't cost much money, and I'm not actually trying to sell. I was just kind of joking there. One thing I found. Which you can go to this company's website and you can buy them other places. I bought it from a different place, but I just thought I'd show people this on the survival, on the theme of survival. Let me just show this. Hang on a sec. Yeah, have you ever seen one of these, Seth? Have a look at that there.
Oh, absolutely. I actually own a couple.
Ah, there you go. Well, maybe you can tell us what it does, Seth.
It filters water from essentially any source that you can find. I believe it's up to what, 500 gallons? Is that what it is?
That's
Something
right.
like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, up to 500 gallons, and can take even water from a filthy, disgusting mud puddle that you would never drink out of in your entire life and filter that into clean water. Granted, that is not the ultimate optimum thing to have there. However, considering an alternative where you're literally going to die of dehydration, a life straw is quite literally a life-saving device.
I think they're amazing personally because yeah, I mean, like if you're someone like me who's living on an island and say something bad did happen, society collapses, I've got one of those things and that could potentially keep me alive for quite a long time. If I go to a stream, stick it in a stream, drink from it. Maybe I can boil the water first, but I think
I
it's
always
good.
recommend, after seeing some people ruin their life straws and absolutely just decimate it with that, ensure if you've boiled the water first that it's cooled back down before you stick the life straw in it, because otherwise you're heating and cooling plastic rapidly, which not only is going to ruin and melt your life straw, but then also is going to have you drinking plastic particles in your water, which is no good. No good.
Maybe I should sell these life straws. I could buy loads of them in bulk and then sell them to Truth Sentinel listeners at a 2,000% profit and make a killing.
You just put Truth Sentinel.
I was just thinking aloud there. I should have kept quiet.
Yeah.
Never mind.
What a very Alex Jones sort of plan of you.
Yeah. No, Life Straw, anyone, I recommend it. Go to the company or just find something similar. What were we talking about? We were talking about the shootings.
Yes.
Do you think there's going to be a serious gun grab? Because
already is.
If you read the mainstream media, they say that it's unlikely any bill's going to get passed. So what's your thinking on that?
They've already passed something that's requiring nationally. I believe it's gun licenses going up to 21 federally now, because some states already had it where in order to get your gun legally and get your gun owner's license and all this, you had to have to be at least 21. In some cases, it would be concealed carry or anything like that would be at age 21. However, now they're pushing it federally that all sales and all gun ownership stuff, anything when it comes to licenses, any sort of things like this, are going to be age 21. And I believe it's already passed through Congress, and now it's on its way to the Senate and executive branch, which I don't see Joe Biden opposing any sort of gun grab, considering he's Mr. Assault Weapons Ban, which again, anybody that knows really anything about guns understands that AR does not stand for assault rifle. It stands for Armalite rifle. And secondly, that there is no such thing as an assault rifle as an actual classification of gun or weapon, whatever, rifle. There's not. It's literally something that politicians came up with to demonize any weapon or weapon attachment that they don't like, which includes, well, good old Donald Trump with the bump stock ban. Because bump stocks, oh my God, it could take a semi-automatic rifle that goes boom, 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 as fast as you can pull that trigger there. And suddenly now it boom, feeds into the recoil, and now it's firing even faster by like whatever, 20% or 15% faster. Oh my God, no, my tiny little brain just can't handle it. The danger, right? That's where we're at as a country. So anytime that anybody acts like, oh no, that they'd never push this, we got to see with the Matthew McConaughey stuff that they're pushing full emotional propaganda.
When I heard Matthew McConaughey, I thought, oh, I've changed my opinion immediately, because he was really, really upset, and that really got to me. I was choked because everyone knows that in a global shooting event, if you hear about someone's kid, you get physically choked up personally, don't you? But I'm just being sarcastic. I mean, I'm being sarcastic because the reason they get actors, I actually quite liked Matthew McConaughey. I hate everything that's going on, because one by one, all the people I quite liked are just being revealed for being government shills, basically. But yeah, the way he did that with the shoes, the emotive thing, it was just it's the thing that you get an actor to do.
Oh yeah, I saw him smile at one point while he's saying it, talking about this little girl that died. I was trying to cover his mouth as his lips curl up and he starts smiling about it. And I don't mean like awkward, nervous smile. This dude knows exactly what he's doing. This is a role. This is a role
I think the reason he was smiling was more like that's probably what actors do. Yeah, they're probably told at drama school, when you want to cry, just smile and it'll look like you're crying, and it actually looked like he was smiling instead.
Well, exactly. And the fact that, as we've seen with other things, the FBI is willing to use it, like mentally unstable people in the first place. If you're somebody that believes all of this is completely legitimate, there are no crisis actors, there is none of this. The FBI, and we'll cover here in a couple articles that I have, the FBI has repeatedly, with almost every single major shooting, terrorist attack thing that you can imagine, had their fingers up the butt of all these guys for months, and some cases
in the
years
UK.
Beforehand. You get it. You get it. It's because it's fucking everywhere, because the intelligence apparatus has a vested interest in ensuring you are afraid of the next new big crime, which justifies a budget increase. They are a self-perpetuating monster that only dipshits would create in the first place, thinking that somehow they'll help us get the bad guy criminals, when in reality they've just cemented the most dangerous fucking criminal gang in the history of humanity. And I don't say that lightly. I understand there's some horrifying stuff with people like the Catholic Church and different religious institutions and stuff like that, but like, no, man, government just is raw naked power made manifest and put into the hands of some of the most wicked people imaginable, who have no moral scruples about using the deadly weapons that you've just given them against you.
I think the days when institutions like the CIA, the FBI, MI5, MI6, the days when they were trying to help us and protect the citizens of their countries, I don't know if they ever existed, but they certainly don't now. I mean, they always seem to be involved. The shooters in the UK as well, they're always known to them. They're following them. And it's like, why are you following? Often they're following them on the very day that they commit the things. It's just highly suspicious.
Well, or they give them a deactivated gun or deactivated bomb and say, oh, they were going to bomb it, but thankfully it was deactivated and whatnot by brave FBI agents, who are also the ones that gave him the goddamn fake explosives in the first place, or gave him the fucking fake gun or deactivated gun in the first place, because they knew, well, as I have right here, and I'll bring it up. This is from 2017, August 17, 2017. This is from CBS News. Family: FBI knew Oklahoma bomb plot suspect was schizophrenic beforehand. The family of a man accused of attempting to detonate what he believed was an explosives-laden van outside an Oklahoma bank says he is a paranoid schizophrenic and that the FBI knew it. Clifford and Melanie Varnell of Sayre, Oklahoma, issued a statement late Tuesday that questions the tactics undercover FBI agents used to arrest 23-year-old Jerry Drake Varnell, who was taken into custody early Saturday for an alleged plot to detonate a vehicle bomb in an alley adjacent to Bank First in downtown Oklahoma City. Varnell, who lives with his mother and stepfather in Sayre, is about 130 miles west of Oklahoma City, is jobless due to his schizophrenia and does not have the resources to carry out such an act alone, according to the family's statement. Quote, the FBI came and picked him up from our home, gave him a vehicle, gave him a fake bomb, and every means to make this happen, the statement said. According to the authority, adding that the quote, authorities should not have aided and abetted a paranoid schizophrenic in committing this act. So there's one, and we definitely have
suspicious.
Brought up. Yeah, exactly. So many different ideas that they are willing to take people that are mentally unwell or that are necessarily, let's say there is some hateful guy out there that is some racist, that's some crazy asshole that wants to go kill a bunch of, like, let's say, black religious folk at a church or something like that. That, okay, that person could still exist there. However, whether or not that person would ever actually engage in those things is entirely made worse by the FBI actually sending out individuals online and in some cases in person to meet with these guys and radicalize them. They do this on purpose. This isn't like just some fucking conspiracy.
They have these political agendas. That's what's going on. Let's just say hello to people in the chat. Bob, Last Unicorn, Kieran, the Stats, PMCC,
Kieran.
And I just wanted to remind everyone, this is a call-in show. It's probably going to be about just over an hour long today, so another 23 minutes. If anyone would like to come in, comment. Also, just wanted to remind you that before the show, there is in the show notes, I'm going to put a link. You can just leave a voice message. You can send me an email, scottsentinel9@gmail.com. And today we're going to have our first interval to play some music. I haven't actually got your track yet, Seth, but we can play that next time. Or if you want to, if you manage to get it to me before the end of today's show, I can play it at the end. But I do have one from Bob. I thought we could have a little interview, maybe a couple of minutes. People can go and get a cup of tea. I can go and check whether the Truth Sentinel cat is here. And so this is a track from Bob, who writes a lot of, would it be fair to say, folk kind of songs with a conspiratorial twist. So I'm going to play that now. Anyone who wants to get a cup of tea or have a think about coming to join us, because I put the link in there, then get your thoughts ready, get your headset, come and join us. I'm going to play this music in a second. I think it's called something like Bill Gates is Not My God, if that might give you an idea what it's about. Let me just try and play that now. Hang on a second. Okay, Bill Gates is My God, yeah, is the name of the track. Just a couple of minutes, and if you're interested in this track, I'm sure we can share Bob's links either today or next time. And anyone else out there who's a musician or has got anything you want to feature in our show, please contact me. I think it would be good to, as a community, just start kind of sharing, our skills and things like that. So here we go.
Bill Gates is my God. Bill Gates is my God. I love him, I trust him, I've given up on Jesus. I believe in nothing but Bill. Soft pink mohair, pullover wearing, psychopathic technocrat, savior swearing. He's got the cure, he knows what's best for me. Fill me with poison, give me your disease, please. Bill Gates is my God. Bill Gates is my God. I love him, I trust him, I've given up on Jesus. I believe in nothing but Bill. I wanna believe just what I'm told. I don't wanna wake up, I don't wanna know, I don't wanna think, just live without soul. Total compliance is the only way to go, don't you know? Peter.
So
That was
Seth,
awesome.
that was pretty good, eh?
That was a freaking jam, man.
That was nice, actually. Good
Nice
melody
job,
there as
Bob.
well. Well done, Bob. Bob's got quite a few tracks like that, so we'll be featuring some of those. Seth, you've got some too that you're going to be playing as well. And anyone else out there who's got stuff, send it in. I found
Yeah,
the
well, I
Truth
actually just
Sentinel
released
Cat.
an album 2 days ago.
Oh, cool. So maybe we can feature some of the tracks off that then.
Yeah, definitely.
Did you hear the breaking news that this cat's been misgendered?
So it's now the Truth Sentinel boy cat.
It is. I only found out the other day. I don't want to be graphic, but when I found this cat here licking, as Bob calls it, the red rocket. I don't. But anyway, no offense to you, Needy, but you're the thing that shows that you're a boy is not that impressive, to be honest. So it's taken me 6 months to see it.
Scott, are you a biologist? Okay.
Well, I mean, there are. Did you see that documentary on What Is a Woman? Have you seen that?
Yes, I actually just watched some of that this morning with my fiance, and that was oh boy, that was painful. That was. You notice so many of those people had blue hair, almost as though it's like an immediate tip off right from the giddy up of their particular ideology. And I hate to be Mr. Looks judgmental type stuff, but I kind of noticed this as a pattern. They tend to
have you noticed the glazed eyes
colors
as well?
What's up?
I've noticed they've always got glazed eyes, like there's nothing going on inside their head as well.
Well, that one Dr. Forcier, I swear to God, you watched her trying to cast like word magic spells on Matt as they're doing the interview and everything, and you can see it in her that she's somebody that would normally use this word magic to try and get soft-brained people to just, oh yes, she's intelligent. I mean, what defines a woman? It's a constellation of things. No. No. And just you watch her reaction the second he goes, no, you don't cast your spells here. You don't go with this. And he just continues to press the questions. That instantly puts her on such edge and like on the edge of violence against him. Because you can see it on it. She's literally at the point of like flight or fight response type stuff of like amped the fuck out because she can't defend her ideology. None of these people can. It's the same thing. Well, that's why he asked, what is a woman? And they go, oh, anyone that identifies as one. Okay, well, what are those people identifying as? A woman? Well, what is a woman? Anyone who identifies as one. That's not an answer. That's circular logic. It's insanity. Yeah. And that's where we're at.
When they can't answer, they tend to have the glazed eye look, and then they smile insanely. And they think that's good enough because they're not used to debating. They just think, well, I'll just smile and give it an insane look. And you just have to be quiet.
Well, I noticed too, and this might get a little bit graphic, but in certain ways of how this woman was talking with him, and this is before you even get to the craziness of like a wolf girl, the trans wolf there, that was also some of the most ridiculous crap I have ever seen in my entire life. Unfortunately, because of the internet, I definitely knew that these weirdos existed. And I'm sure at some point, me calling them weirdos will literally be like hard hate speech type stuff. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know Seth was a hostile bastard. But
I haven't actually, I haven't watched the whole document. It's called What Is a Woman, right?
Yes. No, it's because there's a trans woman who's also a trans wolf, a wolfkin in there.
I think I might have seen
a
clip from one of the furries or something like that.
Yes, I'm assuming you know what furries are because the internet and because God is dead and we're all just left here in this fucking sad hellscape with weird like it's a goddamn insane asylum that's open air. And so we have people that dress up in animal suits and pretend to be animals and stuff. Or sorry, are animals in some cases because some of them are actually animals. Yeah, she was a wolf. But that one blue-haired Dr. Forcier or whatever, which is also a really ironic name, when he's doing this interview, she starts also doing things like trying to keep holding this up when she's talking about like, oh, like when little boys develop in their little wieners and starts doing it. You can tell she's trying to project this onto the man that's interviewing her in an attempt to like lower him status wise, to like build herself up as an authority while speaking with. And there's certain things that ticks that she has linguistically that give off the vibe that she is attempting to. What's happening right now between these people is an actual ideological wrestling match. And yet it's portrayed on her part as just complete, arrogant authority type stuff. But you can see it in her eyes that the second she notices that he's not just the woke beta male that's going to just take whatever insanity that she throws at him. It's exactly, Kieran's got it. The look of cult members, man. The look of cult members, because it starts to get uncomfortable. And then the anger kicks in, and you can see that again, the fight or flight response when it immediately becomes, well, no. And these people are violent, and they're the ones that constantly accuse everyone else of engaging in violence through either words or violence. Silence is violence. Non-acceptance is violence. Disbelief is violence. Questions are violence. Anything that they want is violence other than their actual violence and threats of violence, which are very much so all of it. I mean, for fuck's sake, we get to something so basic as the "it's ma'am" interaction. You remember what I'm talking about there, the GameStop thing, "it's ma'am," and all that. That interaction, the person that's saying, "Sir, I need you to leave. Sir, I'm going to call the police. Sir, please stop. Sir, I need you to leave." That guy's calmness is on a level of flat water, man. He's completely and totally calm in the moment. He's not engaged in violence against anybody, and he has no intent to engage in violence in anybody. He's just somebody that's getting paid minimum wage and has no fucking patience for your insanity. Okay? Sorry, okay, you're a woman. That's great, but fuck out of my store. Get out of here. You're yelling and acting like a psycho.
He's clearly insane. These people, no, I mean, most people don't have an issue with whatever they're trying to do, with their lives and whatever they want to be. But you can't force it on other people. And they clearly have some mental issues,
Yeah, naturally. Well, especially when you get into like the wolf girl and stuff from that movie and those sort of people. That's beyond just somebody with gender dysphoria, man. Somebody with gender dysphoria has some like serious issues, and even as an adult, this is somebody's decisions, man. That's
probably
another
thing.
You can't control other people's lives, but like for when we're talking about like the children stuff, the fact that woman and so many of these people are obsessed with getting to like literal infants and being like, you can be whatever you want, Billy, just fucking creepy. That's straight up like, I guarantee the FBI needs to start opening goddamn investigations on people like that. Not the fucking the Patriot Movement people and they're terrorists and all this stuff. We'll cover this in a second as well. In fact, let me get to some of this.
Well, I was just going to say about the I was just going to link this to the censorship problem we have at the moment, which is getting out of hand. It's been out of hand for a long time. We can't talk about these mysterious illnesses and say what we really think's going on, or we can't. Otherwise, we get strikes on social media, on the internet. And now I think it's moving out of the internet into society. That's gonna be the next major step. It's already happening to a certain extent. You won't be able to say things in public, or you'll probably get arrested. So you have to say that these people aren't insane. These mysterious illnesses are mysterious. We don't know what's causing them. It's all these things. We're gonna have to. Well, we're supposed to change how we think about them. Even in the States, they tried to start that Ministry of Truth, didn't they? I mean, but that's going to happen, quite literally, for sure.
Yeah, their disinformation governance board or whatever. Yeah,
I just wanted to.
They don't just want to have the disinformation. They don't want to not have disinformation. They want to govern the disinformation, and it's only their disinformation that they want out there. Yeah, it's fucking Orwellian and nightmarish.
I just wanted to say that I am going to try and keep these shows to about an hour, so we've only got 10 minutes left. If anyone wants to join us, I've posted the link there. We don't mind. We can talk anyway, but we would love to hear from you. So if there's anyone out there who wants to come and join you, all you have to do is click on the link. You can find it in the show notes as well. I've shared it. Let me share it one more time now, just in case. Put a headset on or something. Come and join us. Also, keep your comments coming in. The point of these shows is to interact with you guys. That's what we want to do. We'll have 1 hour shows. At the moment, it's about once a month. Sometimes we'll do it more than that. But so 10 minutes left. There's the link for you.
Okay, I'm gonna turn
anything
it into
else you wanted to
hyperdrive.
bring up, Seth?
First of all, as we were going with this dovetails what we were just talking about, there's an NFL coach, and I know that seems like very benign compared to everything, but it seemed like really prescient writing on the wall, or very telling writing on the wall, if you will. This guy dares to call the January 6th insurrection a dust up and implies that it's not as big a deal as everyone's making it. It's a highly politicized issue. He's being fired from his job over there, or they're attempting to fire him from his job over this. And they have giant like activism and all the fucking media people and everybody and their brothers coming out and he's a monster. He's a racist. He's a Trumper. He's a degenerate. He's one of those conservative terrorists, right? Hearing one of these loser newscasters try and justify it all in their insanity in their head of why they're witch hunting this guy, because his fellow newscaster says something along the lines of, well, I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinions, even though those opinions are incorrect. And he goes, well, actually, no, everyone's entitled to their opinions, but no one's entitled to their facts. I mean, you aren't allowed to say the earth is flat. You're not allowed to say what, and I'm like, that alone, it illustrates exactly the tone, because none of these morons write their own goddamn scripts. These all come from on high. And I know that people act like, wow, you're just paranoid, Seth. I'm like, dude, look at who owns all these media companies. It just keeps going higher and higher and higher until it makes almost like a pyramid of control, if you will. Oh my goodness. But I just thought that was very telling of the fact that they are going to push this into all aspects of society, that there is nowhere that you get to have the opinions without them having their hammer to crush you. So all we can do is fight it harder. That's the thing, is get louder. I know nobody wants to do that because everybody instinctually goes, oh God, they're hurting people that are loud. I should get real quiet here. But the second you do that, Alexander Solzhenitsyn, man, I already brought him up earlier. They came for the socialists, and I didn't say anything because I wasn't a socialist. They came for the labor union people. I didn't say anything because I wasn't a labor guy. They came for the Jews. I didn't say anything because I wasn't Jewish. And then they came for me.
The only people I don't like talking to are really stupid people.
Yeah.
Who bring up certain things, and I just don't want to engage with them, because you can't deal with stupid. Like there's a lot of stupid people out there who just believe everything they read in the media, and you can't really convert them. I think there's a lot of people out there trying to convert them, and I just think with that, when you're that kind of level where you believe everything, it would take decades. Maybe I'm not patient enough. I don't know, Seth. There's one more thing I wanted to do. Do you go onto brand YouTube much, Seth?
Only occasionally. I believe I set up an account there, and I've been trying to get stuff going there, but it's just there wasn't a whole lot of people there.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying earlier, I think before you joined us, that I've been trying to upload episodes of True Sentinel there. I'm sharing it at the moment. This is brand YouTube. And I can never upload the videos. It says it's too large. I make it smaller, and then it says it's uploaded, and then it just doesn't play. So that's the reason why you won't find many episodes of True Sentinel on there. But I am on there. But what I do find it useful for is if you want to find out things from a kind of alternative media point of view, it is a good idea to go on there once a day and have a look. And you can get kind of a snapshot of all the opinions from the alternative point of view. Some of them are obviously
even the ridiculous ones. Yeah,
even the ridiculous ones. There are stupid ones on there, and of course, you've got to have a brain to be able to sift through things. But I find it pretty useful. If something big's happened in the world, then you'll find it on here somewhere. There's Chris Sky. Stupid people deserve to die. I mean, a lot of these people, I do listen to some of the podcasts on here.
Oh my God, that's rough, dude.
What's that?
Like I get that mentality, but Jesus Christ, that's fucking dark. You're stupid.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, dead. Whatever. Like, ugh, yeesh.
Oh no, I think he's talking about. Oh yeah, Max Egan. Had you ever listened to him, sir?
Only like occasionally. I've used to listen to a lot of stuff with him, and then it just kind of
there's a lot of people I listen to I don't actually like that much, but I still get something from it. I mean, what's that other guy? Bob will
Alex
remind
Jones.
me. Alex Jones,
Charlie
I
Ward.
listen to.
Charlie Ward.
Oh, no, I don't. No, I don't listen to Charlie Ward. I didn't even know if he's still around. But who's the other guy? The one with the rich guy, the crypto guy.
Peter Thiel.
Bob, if you're there, tell me what his name is. He's quite rich. He's buys and sells crypto. Anyway, I've forgotten. Doesn't matter. I don't particularly like him, but I do actually still quite listening to his podcast. Max Egan as well. Actually, Max Egan's pretty harmless. Sometimes I do find he gets a lot of stuff wrong. He'll show video clips which are later shown to be fake or something, but I still enjoy them. And I just thought it'd be worth occasionally looking through here and see if there's any. Oh, Mike Tyson. He was on Alex Jones the other day. That was
and of course Alex is going to use that for everything that he can get from it too, man. I actually really like Mike Tyson. I'd never forget what dude has done in the past as far as just like horrifying shit. If I was related to the woman that he raped and whatnot, I'd probably be real fucking upset at all these people like, oh, it's all good, man, people change and everything. I probably wouldn't be too happy about that. But as it is, I've heard him say some stuff that's actually relatively profound, and that goes way beyond what people would think that some just quote unquote dumb boxer man, not my words, but he actually seems
pretty nice. Obviously, if he was standing in front of me, I'd be pretty nice to him anyway, because I wouldn't want to get
not that guy that threw a water bottle at him on the plane, got fucking punched.
Oh, that guy looked like such a jerk. I think I would have hit him as well. The guy who was he obviously did it as to get some publicity, because why would you wind up? He was just being such an idiot,
You'd have to be drunk or like high on drugs or just an asshole. Just because, like, what are you doing, man? We all know that this guy could punch you so hard it causes renal failure and you just die right there. But like, screw you, Mike Tyson. Like, okay. But I'm gonna try and run through what I got here real quick. We got a Tri-City Herald here. Students, and this is in Washington State, students can soon take mental health days as excused absences under Washington law without a doctor's note, because the stresses of school are just too much on these kids. I'm like, oh my God, just wait for fucking like education levels to fall even further. So we have a nation of even stupider, more entitled people. But hey,
let's talk about the mental health thing. In fact, Seth, are you okay? I just wanted to check. Are you okay?
Am I okay? Well, actually, in a world where everyone that is insane is considered sane, I guess I would be considered pretty fucking crazy.
No, Seth. No, Seth, it's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. Are you okay? Is there anything you want to talk about?
No, I'd say the most important thing to talk about would be Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's divorce, maybe Ukraine, something like that.
Did it upset you? Did it remind you of past relationships?
No, it reminded me of watching Chocolat and Johnny Depp being a much better actor than Amber Heard. And so all these people just buy their performances on the stand and go, well, he's a good actor, so that means he's right. She's a bad actor, means she's wrong. I'm like, okay.
Seth is trying to change the subject because he's crying inside. And
every day,
really
Scott,
wants to talk
every single day. Yeah. It's what happens when you have compassion for a world that is
Kieran says, I think Kieran's having some mental issues. I'm upset you haven't asked if the chat are okay.
Are you okay,
I think we're upset in the chat now. If there's anyone in the chat who's been slightly upset by us ignoring you for the past, take a break. We'll play some music at the end and go and get yourself a cup of tea, and we'll see you in another 4 weeks. Jeff Berwick, that's it. Thank you, Bob. Jeff Berwick. Do you ever listen to Jeff Berwick?
Never heard of him. I'll look it up.
Okay, yeah. He's very rich. I find him annoying, but I still like listening to him sometimes. Same with Max
yourself,
Egan,
I was the cheeser that never invested into cryptocurrency early on because I thought it sounded fucking stupid. But guess I look kind of stupid now.
Gormonger 2 says, okay, now I don't know if now you're actually upsetting me because I don't know if this is serious or not. I'm barely hanging in there, bros.
Dude, Scott, it's because we can be ironic and sarcastic with it, but as men, you're already used to having your emotions buried under a fucking layer of sarcasm and bitterness anyways, okay? I get it, man. But none of us break it down on that. Space. Because like as people in society, you just deal with it. If you have any level of empathy and caring for other people and caring for animals, caring for the world around you, yeah, dude, all of this shit is devastating in every conceivable way.
Have you got a safe space in your room?
Well, my safe space is me. It's in my body. It's in my brain. You know, it's in my consciousness.
Mine's
soul,
over there
man.
by the curtain. I can sit down and
with
rock.
the cat. With the cat.
Yeah, I can rock.
Unfortunately, you
backwards and
bought all those
forwards.
kitty clothes, and they were all female kitty clothes. But now you've misgendered our poor Truth Sentinel
Let's see
kitty.
if Seth, if you keep talking for a minute, I think it'd be nice to sign off the show with another goodbye from the cat. So I'm just going to see if I can get him.
Okay, I'll keep talking. I got a couple articles to reference here while you try and find our little buddy. Okay. We have just some stuff of like what Scott had up there when he had the BBC News thing up. I had to bring up this article because it's just something that he glossed over. But China warns Taiwan independence could trigger war. And just the fact that China had warning that the U.S. that any attempt to make Taiwan independent from China will trigger military action by Beijing's forces. You gotta love the double think, like fucking dissonance that exists there cognitively. That these people would be willing to tell you, well, Taiwan, if you try and make it independent from China, well, that'll cause war. Taiwan is independent from China. Unlike John Cena, I'm not some goddamn coward that then gets broken by Chinese sponsors, then going, no, actually, I was wrong. Taiwan's not a country. It's not independent. Fuck that. They are independent. They are their own country. Fuck the government of China. Quickly here, we have out of RT, Russia accuses U.S. of concealing data on biolabs. I'd like to cover more of this in the future. Unfortunately, we don't have time. RT, U.S. looks into deaths linked to baby formula. I mean, we talked a little bit about that, but don't worry. I'm sure it's the baby formula. I'm sure it's not the medical procedures that have been mandated to people. And then we have Google suspends engineer over sentient AI claim. Blake Lemoine, Lemoine, I don't know how to pronounce it, is convinced that Google's Lambda AI has the mind of a child, but the tech giant is skeptical. So, I mean, I'd encourage anybody to go read this.
Wasn't that one of the variants of
yes,
COVID-19?
Yes, it was. Huh. Coincidental indeed. And then finally, our very last one here is out of King 5 News. Quote, they came to riot downtown. Police arrest 31 people with ties to hate group found inside U-Haul truck. Police stopped a U-Haul in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho on Saturday and arrested 31 people inside who police say have ties to a hate group. Police said they planned to riot. Well, thank God none of this is stuff that actually happened. All of this stuff is pre-crime. In fact, we could call it, they got pre-arrested for pre-crime. And of course, when you look at the group that it is, it definitely doesn't seem like they're Fed boys at all, considering when the local police are arresting them, all of them still have their goddamn masks up to like here. No one can see their faces. Most of them still have sunglasses on, and they're just sitting there. Oh, and then the people, of course, around them have more than enough opportunities for the general public to just stand there and take pictures and go, losers, America, patriot losers. This country never was yours, patriot loser. Not realizing that they're jeering a bunch of federal agents pretending to be fucking Republican ideologues. It is painful as shit to watch, man. It hurts. It hurts.
Yeah.
But
well, it must have. Was it as painful as watching the Jubilee celebrations in the UK? Watching the Queen. Watching the Queen and the royal family parading around. There was a big concert. It really did remind me. The
CGI Queen was so fucking cringy and awkward and Orwellian. I swear to God, it felt like a scene out of the Hunger Games.
Did you see the hologram Queen in the carriage? Yeah, let me see if I got
and she's like from like the 1960s that they used the hologram from. I'm like, what a vain bitch.
And then there was this huge concert which reminded me of something out of Hunger Games, like just a
Once
big.
Again, imagine that. Yeah. We live in a dystopian hellscape, so they constantly put dystopian hellscapes in children's media.
Okay, I think we're done for today. I just wanted to finish by saying, usual. Check us out at www.truthsentinel.co.uk. Email me, scottsentinel9, that's 2 T's in Scott, scottsentinel9@gmail.com with any comments or anything you want us to talk about. If you're on Truth Sentinel 1, try and subscribe to Truth Sentinel 2 YouTube channel because we're all over there. I have streamed to 3 different places. Do let me know, actually, if you caught us from the Facebook page, because I've never streamed to that before, the Truth Sentinel Facebook page. I'm interested to know if anyone is actually watching from there or the Truth Sentinel 1 website, YouTube channel. Do let us know. And What else was I going to say? That's about it, I think. Leave a voicemail. You can find the link in the show notes. I'll try and post that. In the meantime, we'll be back in 2 to 4 weeks, usually at the same time. It was good to see you, everyone. Kieran says, so glad we spent so much money on such wonderful people during these tough financial times. He's talking about the royal family. If anyone doesn't realize it, this rich family with all the houses around the world, Buckingham Palace, everything they ever need, we have to pay them out of our own salaries each month, UK citizens. And people in the UK, 95% think that's a good idea. That's how stupid people have become when it's about the royal family and everything else that's going on in the world. But luckily, some of us aren't so stupid. And a lot of I'm talking about you listeners. There might be a couple of stupid ones out there. I don't know.
I doubt
if
it,
just
Scott.
tuned
Would
in.
they really be listening
I'm sure
to the
there
entire show if they were actually stupid? Come on.
That's right.
Come on.
I don't know. Anyway, thank you, Seth. I'm going to play Bob's track again to play us out, just a couple of minutes of it, and thanks for joining us, everyone.
Wants to find my album, before I forget, I entirely forgot to plug my album. House Rat just released it recently. It's on all major streaming platforms that you can find digital music on. The album is titled Ratligion. It's actually the reason I chose House Rat is because, again, you know, rat like Jim Rat or something, somebody that does a bunch of something, and then house is in house music, but it's spelled the Germanic style house, H-A-U-S, just to, you know, stylized and stuff. But EDM music is what I'm trying to do. House music, disco kind of type funk, sort of a bop kind of a sound to it. Just general dance stuff that is kind of feel good music, because I realize that it's very, very hard for people to not get dark and macabre and morose with seeing this kind of shit every single day. And so having something that's a little bit more energetic and nice sounding can be like a little kickstart to help get you out of a funk.
Absolutely. And just a reminder again, we will feature anyone who wants to feature videos or music or things like that. Like we're going to play Bob's track again in a moment, and we'll play some of Seth's music soon as well. And on a positive note, my feeling over the next 6 months is just try and pick up some new skills. Think about what you would do should the worst happen and the food supply dries up, water dries up and things like that, the economy crashes. Worst case scenario, just what would you do, and start working towards it. Start thinking of where you would get your food. So I think it can't do any harm. That's all I would say. Final 10 seconds from you, Seth.
Nothing really, other than be successful, be happy, be healthy, and work hard, man. Work hard for you. Work hard for your family. Work hard for what you care about. Don't work hard for somebody that doesn't give a crap about you, or a system that cares nothing about you, man. Because this, and also most importantly, be here now. I mean, you heard the sage say it enough times, but you know, man, be here now.
Remember, Bill Gates is not your God.
Indeed. Peace.
Playing us out. Catch you later, everyone.
Bill Gates is my God. Bill Gates is my God. I love him, I trust him, I've given up on Jesus. I believe in nothing but Bill. Soft pink mohair, pullover wearing, psychopathic technocrat, savior swearing. He's got the cure, he knows what's best for me. Fill me with poison, give me your disease, please. Bill Gates is my God. Bill Gates is my God. I love him, I trust him, I've given up on Jesus. I believe in nothing but Bill. just what I'm told. I don't wanna wake up